really afraid of?
Well,
Or at least worried about, concerned about.
when she was on the ship and they tried to make it past the Gog, which she tried to navigate stuff,
Right.
she thought about giving the music box to the Gog because she was afraid that he might just stop them from giving it.
Right. So in a way, her fear is,
Her steamer getting injured.
yeah, maybe her steamboat getting injured. You know, like fear. How about we'll call it losing her boat. And just as a little teaser, this becomes the Pirate Queen. She's going to show back up in the third book, and this fear will get put to the test for her in the third book. This fear of losing her boat. All right. What do you think is a real basic desire that the Pirate Queen has? Something that she most wants, probably, in the world.
I guess kind of Buck almost.
Yeah, she really... Buck is this one person that she kind of has a soft spot for, doesn't she? You know, she's so mean to everybody else.
Or Rosie.
But Buck, yeah, and I guess Rosie, too. So, her desires... Yeah. So we'll put Buck, and I'll put Rosie, too. So, yeah, that's who she has a soft spot. How about Buck? What is he maybe most afraid of? Most worried about in the book? Most concerned over? What do you think, Julie?
I kind of think that fear that Squirrel will find out how he ended up killing his mother. The fear that he'll kill again.
There we go, that truth. We were talking about the truth in there. So that kind of concern about the truth, about what happened to his brother, but also that he might make that mistake again. Make a mistake again. Do you have something else you want to add?
Didn't he say, like they say in the book, that he was afraid that his emotions might take over?
Right. Yeah. This is that. This kind of is that fear that's kind of rooted in this idea of him making a mistake, of his emotions taking over. He can be an angry guy sometimes. So.
And what if one of his fears might be the Gog getting Jolie from the train?
Right. Because just like the Pirate Queen is very, very concerned for Buck, you know, she has a lot of affection for him. Buck feels really strongly for Jolie in particular, and so she is a character that we might even put as maybe we could even put it down here as this kind of desire to protect her, keep her safe. How about with Jolie? What is something she's deeply afraid of?
She's afraid that her being on the train might hurt everybody else.
This reminds me of something that we were talking about a second ago, this idea of that our actions might have bad consequences for somebody else, right? And so her bringing harm to the others, she's deeply worried about that. What is something that she wants, like a desire of hers? Think about her as a character, something that she would really, really want the most maybe in the world.
For everyone on the train to be safe and like not have to worry about her and her being safe.
Okay, that's a great one. I'm going to kind of leave that in the fear category for the moment, but I think you're absolutely right about that. That's because sometimes these fears and desires are just flipping one around into the other. Mike?
She probably wants to go back to the water and her sisters to like accept her because she's not completely silent, so they never really completely accepted her.
There you go. So the swamp, being back there and being accepted by her sisters. Great. How about Redfeather? We don't get to know quite as much about Redfeather in the first book, but we know a little bit. What would you say something he might be afraid of? Any ideas? It's kind of hard to know a little bit about him in this first one. Maybe a desire. Should we start with a desire? What's something that you think he would like? And we might have to make an inference about it. Think about some of his decisions in the book. Yes.
Maybe that he could go back to his family in the plains or something.
Yeah, we get hints about about how he might want to be with his family, his real family, although the medicine shows a sort of family. fears, we're going to leave that one for now since we don't know quite as much about him. Ray, what would you say is one of the biggest worries that motivates Ray throughout this book?
Sally.
His sister, right? He's very, very concerned for his sister, Sally. And this continues to be important in the second book and the third book, driving a lot of the choices that he makes, this worry about Sally. How about, what do you think he most wants? What's his biggest desire? The thing he would most want in the world?
To be with his dad.
His father, who's missing.
To be a really good rambler,
Yeah.
like his dad.
And maybe to... Because think about how throughout the book, Ray, these choices that he has of following the lodestone, and until he leads up to the medicine show, that is rooted in this desire to find out what happened to his dad and possibly to be with him again. This drives him to make these choices throughout. And to leave the medicine show, to go in search of his father there, which he encounters Mother Salaki. How about the God? Maybe we should start first with his desire. What do you think the God wants most?
Basically to take over everything.
It's kind of, yeah, we're back to that most basic idea of this villain wanting power. Take over. Can we make an inference about maybe something he might be afraid of? What do you think? Maybe afraid of the 9-pound hammer itself? Because why? What can the 9-pound hammer potentially do? What can it do, Joe?
It destroyed the machine last time, so he thinks it can destroy it again.
Right. This is a kind of weak link in his machine. That's the thing that can destroy it.
I think possibly he could be afraid of someone getting in his way.
Yeah, someone getting in his way, right? And that motivation to be, he's afraid that someone might get in his way, causes him to do what in the book? Especially early on. Do you remember? There's a choice that he makes.
Tell like Ray